Crimson Trace announces Link, the world's first wireless laser and white light system, combining a green laser and 300 lumen light with instinctive activation for AR-type rifles. Link, smart, simple, secure. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
This is Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, now available on iTunes and other podcast clients, and on the free Gun Dealio smartphone app for iPhone and Android. Feel free to call Tom now at 1-TOM-TALK-GUN or 866-825-5486, or email Tom at guntalk.com. Now, once again, here's Tom.
Hey, welcome back to Gun Talk. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. And, of course, yes, we are talking about the election, and we're going to continue to talk about the election. But we also want to talk about guns and shooting and fun stuff. So I had to bring in a friend of mine to tell you about a thing we did. A few weeks ago, out in the secret location in the desert, actually in Las Vegas, Nevada, Clark County Shooting Complex, I was hanging out with my buddy Rob Leatham. Hey, Rob, how are you?
Man, I'm good. You made that sound like it was Area 51 or something.
Well, it kind of was. We had things flying around, at least.
Yeah, we did. You're right. We had things flying around, things we couldn't talk about at the time.
That's right. We staged, well, this thing was like one of those weird concepts of we've got a new thing, a product. We had to call it Product X. We couldn't even talk about what it was. It was weird, wasn't it?
It was. We've never had anything that was that secretive before.
Yeah, and of course, it was brand new. No one's ever seen anything like it. Oh, my God, Springfield Armory has an AR-15. Oh, my God.
Yeah, nobody's ever seen one before. We're the first ones to, oh, wait, no, we've seen this before.
The good news is, at least yours is black.
Right, exactly. Wait, it's new for us like you wouldn't believe a big thing for us.
It is a huge deal. And so we decided to show it off in what we thought was a pretty cool way. And I think it turned out that way. We call it Popper Palooza because, tell them what you had lined up to shoot.
We had 100 knockdown pepper targets from pepper popper targets from Action Target. Mm-hmm. Some of the small ones, some of the full-size ones, spread out between, that must have been between, 20 and 30 yards in waves, in rows of, I don't remember what it was, 25, I guess, 4 rows of 25.
And it really wasn't the way you would have set it up for shortest time, but it looked good on video.
No, and it's funny. I was thinking about that. Okay, that's cool. I'm going to shoot it like this and this and this. And then you said, no, it's going to look better on camera if you shoot them in waves. And at first I said, it's not going to be that hard. I can do that. But after you'd shot 50 or 60 or 70 of them, man, my depth perception kind of went away, and all I saw was the outline of a target, and I caught myself several times like, no, not that one, no, that one.
All right, we called this thing Popper Palooza, obviously named after the pepper poppers, the popper targets, 100 steel targets. And those that haven't seen it, they can go onto YouTube on the Gun Talk media site or the Springfield Armory site and take a look at it. It was really tons of fun, and the video we got with the drone up there and the various cameras, and then we shot the behind the scenes. I'm glad we did that because that barrel got so hot.
120 rounds of frangible ammo on a 100-degree day, shot in a minute, gets the gun really hot.
Yeah, I mean, like dangerous. You don't want to touch any of the metal parts.
Like hot. So when we took that thing back, it just set it on the table and said, man, don't anybody touch this thing. The barrel is hot. I mean, like hot.
Then you took a wet washcloth or something, right?
We put a washcloth on it. I started pouring water on the washcloth, and it's just steaming and sizzling. And I'm like, well, okay, this is hotter than they think it is. This is really, really hot.
Now, I got to give Springfield Armory some props here because we took the gun out of the box and we started running. And frangible ammo is not like real friendly ammo for guns anyway. It's kind of dirty. It can be. And I don't think in the whole day of shooting with you and 2 other shooters, 3, 4, 6 shooters, I think altogether, I don't think we ever had a malfunction.
I don't remember one. We never had one in mine, and I think I made either 5 or 6 runs through the Popper Palooza, plus whatever we shot for some pickup for B-roll and
well, we had Steve shooting, we had Kyle shooting.
That's right.
We had Kippy shooting, we had the Williams sisters shooting.
That's right. Everybody else shot too, and now I think, and we only had 2 guns.
Right.
So it was at that point, that's how many existed. That's how quick this thing has come together. And at that point, there were a lot of rounds through it, and we used the Rob Leatham cleaning schedule,
which is
don't. So and you're right about the frangible ammo too. The reason we don't use frangible for anything other than a training environment is the fact that it is relatively hard to make it work with the really light bullets. Mm-hmm. And the guns did work perfectly.
They did. I mean,
right about that.
When you think about it, we kind of took it for granted at the time, but as I was thinking back, it's not unusual to have issues with ARs, especially right out of the box, and you're just going to shoot the devil out of them. And we did not have a single issue. I mean, I didn't even think about that until later. I went, well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I never thought about it till now. I just expect everything we ever to make to work. Well, now, so why wouldn't this be any different? But you're right. In handguns, when I shoot frangible ammo in handguns, no matter what the brand of the gun, there's always a certain amount of inconsistency and unreliability that you face. So, the guns work pretty good.
All right, so you got to do this. You had never done anything like this before. You said you'd never seen that many poppers on a range before.
I've probably seen ranges where through all the bays on them there was 100 targets. Mm-hmm. But I've never seen anything like that. I mean, who else was silly enough to give us 100 targets?
Yeah, really. Okay, so here's the real question that people want to know. Just how much fun was that?
It's as much fun as you could. If it looks like it's a lot of fun, then you're underestimating how much fun it was. The average guy is never going to get a chance to do that.
Right.
He's never going to have 100 poppers. He's never going to have an unlimited supply ammo. Let's not underestimate that. Our good friends at Federal gave us a ton of ammunition. And we did our very best to get rid of all of it. However, we were unsuccessful, so unfortunately I had to take some home. But I'm willing to live with that. So here's the thing that's funny about it, Tom. This whole concentration thing and how much everybody wants to go out and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. Mm-hmm. Man, after about just the concentration of a little bit of trigger pulling and trying to hold the gun steady, keeping the dot on the right target, that process after 30 or 40 consecutive seconds. It's not like a match that I'll go shoot for 5 seconds and then run to another position and shoot for 2 seconds. It's fundamentally the only breaks were when doing the reloads, which I will admit that I didn't do particularly fast. Part of that might have been to give me a break, but I'm not saying that out loud.
But it was fatiguing, wasn't it?
It was fatiguing, and I don't mean to sound like a pansy, but after focusing that many times for that many shots in a row, I was glad when the last target fell down, but I was also equally ready to do it again immediately as soon as the barrel got to the point where there wasn't a heat wave coming off that you couldn't see through the scope.
It was a hoot and a half. And then we did training tips. We've got Steve Horseman, we got Lyle Schmidt, we got Jason Burton, we got Kippy doing pieces. We have like literally dozens of videos up now, and we'll be putting more up as we go along.
The best part, Tom, do you know how many magazines I loaded that day?
No.
None. Do you know how many targets I picked up after we just set them initially? None. My God, do you realize somebody brought me a gun, brought me
loaded mags,
dozens of loaded mags, and brought me 100 targets and set them up for me?
Well, see, now it's true. Everybody would like to be Rob Leatham.
If you're a shooter, you couldn't have had a better day than that, I got to tell you.
Hopper Palooza. All right, tell us real quickly, the Saint. It's an AR-15 rifle, and I know a lot of people have said, okay, well, why? I mean, we already have AR-15s, and my answer to them is real simple. Well, Springfield didn't have one. There are a ton of people who are Springfield Armory advocates and customers and loyalists. They wanted one with the Springfield Armory name on it.
It was high time we had one. It's been too long that we haven't had a 5.56/223 caliber rifle. Mm-hmm. The political environment that we're in right now and the social world, people are looking at things differently than they might have. The value of the rifle is kind of this program we have, which we're calling Defend Your Legacy. You're responsible for what you're doing. You're responsible for things you do. You're responsible for your safety and protecting what you have. I'm a pistol guy. Everybody knows I'm a pistol guy. But if you gave me a choice where anything bad to ever happen, I'd rather have something better than a pistol. Mm-hmm. I'll take a pistol, but I'd rather have something else. Yeah. Of all those platforms that are out there, nothing is easier to shoot well, easier to handle than that platform rifle. So when we sat down and said, okay, we're going to make one. It's time. We've waited too long. We need this thing. What are we going to make? Well, we didn't want to start in with a $3,000 competition-style rifle.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted something the average guy's going to be able to use right out of the box, and that is what we went for. So when we look for the specs, like to be honest with you, Tom, the two elements I wanted was a better trigger and a barrel that would shoot any bullet I ever saw.
Okay.
Those are the pieces Rob Leatham added to it. From there, they went to bolt carriers. Okay, how can we make the most reliable bolt carrier? How can we make the best this, the best that? This rifle has all the little things that's going to make it reliable, durable, accurate. I mean, everything you would ever want in it. The platform itself, adjustability for small people, big people. It's light, it's quick, it's compact, it's easy to manipulate. I don't know how much bad I can say about it.
And it's going to come in at a really good price point. I mean, we're talking it's somewhere around that $700, maybe even sub $700 street price range. Is that right?
Yeah, I think MSRP is $899. So the way things usually sell, it's going to probably be around $750 is what street prices will be on it.
Yeah. Okay, very cool. Well, it's called the Saint. It's from Springfield Armory on the Springfield Armory website. And what you want to do is go to YouTube and check out the Springfield Armory's page there, or its channel, and also the Gun Talk Media channel, and look at the Popperpalooza, or just search for Popperpalooza, and you'll see not just what you did there, Rob, but the behind the scenes and how it came together, and the drone footage and the crazy stuff, and it almost makes somebody understand what it's like to be on the set with us, which is pretty. And we've done this enough. It's kind of a crazy time. It
is a crazy time, but there's nothing I'd trade for it. It's a blast. I can't wait till we think up of something else.
It's pretty much fun. I'll tell you, it's called The Saint, and go check out Popperpalooza with Rob Leatham. You're going to see a pistol guy rock a rifle. We'll be right back.
The Black Hills. There's nothing like it on Earth. The kind of place where characters become legends. Wild Bill Hickok, Crazy Horse, Calamity Jane. Pick any part of the world and you'll find people go there to make it their own. But this is where people come to get made. This is the place that made the people who make the best ammo on Earth. Black Hills Ammunition.
The XDM 3.8 Compact from Springfield Armory is 2 guns in 1. Use as your concealed carry gun with a compact magazine and use the extended magazine for home defense. Carry 13 rounds of 9mm in the compact magazine and a whopping 19 rounds in the extended magazine. To see the entire family of Springfield Armory XDM pistols, go to SpringfieldArmory.com. That's SpringfieldArmory.com.
If you carry a gun, you need training. Your concealed carry class was definitely not training. But time, money, and obligations keep you from spending days at a shooting school. The trusted folks at Gun Talk can help. Concealed Carry 1, our DVD featuring the Vada Group, covers what gun, what holster, how to carry, where to wear your gun, and much more. Visit shopguntalk.com. That's shopguntalk.com. Look, this really is life and death. Learn how to stay aware, how to get away, and how to fight if you must. At shopguntalk.com, you can get the 2 DVD set, including Fighting with the 1911 with Tiger McKee. No matter what gun you carry, this vital training info can save your life. Learn the draw, the stance, reloading, vital gear from Gun Talk. That's shopguntalk.com. shopguntalk.com.
The Ruger LCRX is a variation of the LCR that features an external hammer, allowing it to be fired in single action mode. The LCRX can also be fired in double action mode. It features a monolithic frame made from aerospace grade 7000 series aluminum, a patented Ruger friction reducing cam that results in a smooth, non-stacking trigger pull, and a patent pending polymer fire control housing that significantly reduces weight and helps reduce recoil. The Ruger LCRX Revolver, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
If you're looking for a safe and trusted way to sell your firearms, look no further than Dury's Gun Shop. I trusted them to sell my dad's collection. They built their business for over 50 years on honesty and customer service. Dury's Guns will buy any size collection or estate, none too big or too small. Selling your firearms to Dury's Guns is easy. Go with the pros. I trust Dury's Guns. Dury'sGuns.com. All right, back with you, 866 Talk Gun. We're going to go open lines now. Pretty much anything you want to talk about. If there's a gun that you're thinking about buying, sure, we can talk about that. If you're wondering, should I be buying guns with this election? Well, of course you should. Are you kidding me? Of course we should be buying guns anytime. I just think getting a new gun is just a fun thing to do. If you don't have a concealed carry gun or you don't have a self-protection gun, then that's another subject altogether. Because it's not just the gun. It's the package of training, mindset, how do you keep it, how do you carry it, where do you carry it? Oh, speaking of which, Tuesday, remember, depends on the state, depends on the laws, but in most states, you may not legally carry a gun into a polling place. That is not true in a few states. But just remember that. If you are carrying, you want to leave it in your car or make some other provision for it because you cannot carry into a polling place in most states. Just be aware of that, okay? So the question is, should I have a gun for self-protection? I don't know. It's not for everybody. It's right for me because that's my mindset. My mindset is, I don't want to let my safety depend upon the mercy of someone who has no mercy. I don't want to bet my continued existence on this earth on some maniac deciding to not kill me, or just the odds of it not happening. I understand that it's unlikely, but so is a car wreck, and I wear my seatbelt every time I get in. Because I have the interest in firearms, and because I have made the effort, I've gone to the schools, I've done what it takes to become competent at some level, and don't pretend that I am super competent, I don't pretend I'm super ninja or anything like that, but I have some level of competence. I decided that I'm going to take care of myself and my family. A great many people have decided that they too, he or she, lots and lots and lots of women have decided, nobody's going to take care of me. They'll come and take the police report. They'll take me to the hospital after I've been raped and beaten to the point of being unrecognizable. It'll take weeks to recover and months of surgeries to repair the damage, assuming that they don't put me into a body bag. So no, I'm not going to depend upon somebody at the end of a phone line to try to find me, to try to come get me. Because, by the time you're calling, you're in the middle of it. Or maybe it's even over. Because things tend to happen very quickly. And so a lot of women have decided, I'm going to carry a gun. And I'm going to get training. Because, and here's the point, the gun by itself does not make anything happen. Actually, the gun by itself could be argued that it's a negative. It certainly could be a liability if you don't know what you're doing with it. People, I'll get a gun, but I'm not going to load it. Then please don't get a gun. You could just get yourself hurt. Because if you pull out a gun and somebody else has one and you may have prompted them into action, and now you got an unloaded gun, you have nothing to do with it. There's nothing that you can do. There are so many things for you to know. We talk about these 4 levels of competence. It's fun to talk about it, but it actually makes all the sense in the world. There's the unconscious incompetence. That's when you don't know that you are incompetent. You don't know what you don't know, as we like to say. And then there's the conscious incompetence, where, you now realize that you are, in fact, incompetent. You went, wow, I had no idea that I didn't know this stuff. And then there is unconscious or a conscious competence, which means that you are competent, but you have to think about it to make yourself do what you need to do. And then you can reach the point of being unconsciously competent, which means you can actually run a gun, do a reload, shoot while you're doing other problem solving and getting people out of the way. You simply don't have to think about the firearm at all. At all. It just happens. It goes click, you do a reload, and you didn't even know you did it. That's when you're really running and you're really doing what you need to do. That's the level you need to reach. Stephen is on line 3 out of Fresno, California. Stephen, you're on Gun Talk.
Hey, hi. This is first time call, long time listener. My point was about voting ballot. I went to go vote over there at the voting booth a couple days ago. I did fine, 10 minutes, like whatever I voted for. This white male came, like maybe 6'5", came with two Mexican guys, 2 different times. Came, got their ballot. When that Mexican guy was trying to talk to the clerk, he said that he didn't know what was going on. This is the first time he did this. And the tall white male was telling him, don't worry about it, I'm going to take care of it. Got the ballot and took off. So at the end, I asked the clerk, and she said that in the state of California that they don't need to ask for ID. And I told her I understand that. And I'm all, well, don't they have to do it in front of you? Don't they have to do it in the booth? She said, no, they're allowed to take it. So I got upset, and I tried to ask for the manager, but no one came and talked to me. And after 5-10 minutes, I took off.
So they came and got the ballots and then left the building and then came back?
Yeah, this white guy came with one Mexican guy, maybe shorter, like 4'2". Yep. He didn't know what was going on. The first time he came in, I thought nothing of it. But then the second time, the same white guy came with another Mexican guy.
I got it. Well, I got it figured out. Okay. Obviously, he's bringing people in, having them pick up a ballot. They go outside. He fills it in for them and fills it in. And then the Hispanic guy comes back in and turns it in. Hispanic guy has no idea what the heck's going on, but you got this guy who is working the polls. And, yeah, I mean, I get it. They call that making sure that everybody can vote. I call it voter fraud. I guess it just depends on who the guy is voting for, and if you're the Democratic Party behind the scheme. Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm so sorry. 866-TALK-GUN. Are you going to vote Tuesday? Are you going to take friends with you? Give me a holler. Let's talk about it.
Want your opinion to make a difference? Log on to our website and take the Gun Talk poll, www.guntalk.com. Now, once again, opinion page regular contributor for the Washington Times, here's Tom.
All right, welcome back to Gun Talk. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in, or just dial 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Okay, this is breaking news. I'm not kidding. Consider the source. It is the Washington Post, but it's probably accurate in this case. As of 5 minutes ago, as I'm speaking to you right now, headline is FBI Director Comey says agency won't recommend charges over Clinton email. No, this is not from 2 months ago. This is from 5 minutes ago. Story says FBI Director James B. Comey notified key members of Congress Sunday afternoon that after reviewing all of the newly discovered Hillary Clinton emails, all of them, I thought they said there were 600,000 of them. Anyway, the agency stands by its original findings against recommending charges. Comey wrote that investigators had worked, quote, around the clock, close quote, to review all the emails found on a device used by former Congressman Anthony Weiner that had been sent to or from Clinton, and that, quote, we have not changed our conclusions expressed in July, close quote. Weird part is, this is the same weekend that the New York Post says that Clinton would send classified emails to her maid at home and have her print them out for her. A maid without clearances, of course. So Comey is at it again. Is there any wonder he's sitting there saying, okay, She was careless and reckless, et cetera, which generally sends people to jail with classified information. But we're not going to recommend any kind of action, legal action. Huh? Really? All righty. I'm reminded of that scene, Sean Connery in The Untouchables, where he says, "What are you prepared to do? Will you make a few phone calls?" How hard is that? To make sure that all your friends are going to be voting in 2 days. It is, you do understand, pretty much the only card we have left to play is to simply not let her get elected. And frankly, to kick the Republicans in the shins, to say, yeah, we're doing this to you too because we don't like what you've been doing either. So we're going to elect Trump. Yes, that upsets you. That's good. We've been upset for a long time. How about that? Line 1, Eric is with us out of Junction City, Kansas. Hey, Erica, you're on Gun Talk.
Hi, Tom. I have a voter report for you. I have voted early this past Friday, and I wasn't sure if I'm still alive by Tuesday since I'm an older person, so I voted early. Anyway.
You got to get in your vote while you're still around, huh?
Yeah. By 4 o'clock today, I asked some of the volunteers if they could tell me approximately how many people had gone through the line, how many of them voted already. And I was told they already had over 1,800 voters. And normally they would have, at a year's time, if they're lucky, somewhere around 100 all day long. Now, I think this is quite a bit of difference. And I waited in line for over an hour, and there were still a lot of other people waiting behind me. So I hope everybody's going out and voting. Naturally, vote for Trump.
All right, Erica, thank you.
Everybody have a good day.
Thank you. That's a wonderful range report. Actually, in this case, a voting report. All right, just to capsulize this, let me make sure you understood what Erica said. Junction City, Kansas, went to vote. It took her an hour waiting. Lots of people there. She's about there at 4 in the afternoon. She asked the poll workers, how many do you think you've had come to vote so far? And they said about 1,800. They said, well, how does that compare with normally? He said, well, in other years at this time of day on early voting, we may have had 100 people. 1,800 versus 100. Question for you. Let me throw this out. Who's more motivated to vote? Who do you think is motivated to increase the turnout by 18 times? Do you think it's Democrats or do you think it's people who are voting for Trump? Do you think there's a groundswell? 866-TALK-GUN. Line 2, William is in Collins, Mississippi. William's got an interesting question. Hey there.
Love your show. The one thing we've all heard 1,000 times, ignorance of the law is no excuse, and yet Clinton and her cronies always say, well, she didn't know she was doing anything wrong. So that's the comment I wanted to make. I have not heard anybody on any talk show say that.
It's a great point. And also William, there's another thing. And look, thanks for the call. You've got Comey, FBI director, saying, well, we couldn't find any intent to break the law. Who cares? There's nothing in the law that requires intent. The law was specifically written to eliminate intent. If there's intent to break the law on classified documents, it's called treason. But the law that we're talking about was written so that they would remove the aspect of intent so that you could be found guilty just by being sloppy or incompetent or inattentive, because they wanted to make the point that this stuff is important. These are our nation's secrets. This is the stuff that keeps people alive. If our enemies get a hold of this, some of our people may well die. So we're going to make it really, really important, and we're going to have teeth to this law, and we're going to require you to not just not have intent, but we're going to say, if you are sloppy and you let classified documents loose, that's a crime. If you are incompetent and you allow classified documents to get to people who do not have clearances, that's a crime. Except that, for whatever reason, the director of the FBI, James Comey, says, well, we couldn't find any evidence of intent, so I guess this, nothing to see here. Move along. Huh. Interesting. Let's see here. We got. I'm running along again. I tend to do that. Let's do this. We'll take a quick break here, and then when we come back, we've got Manuel on the line. Don't go anywhere, Manuel. We'll get with you. And then also we'll take your calls, comments, questions. Have you early voted? What were the crowds like? What are you hearing? When you talk to your friends, and yeah, I know we tend to hang out with people who kind of think the same way we do. But are you hearing any really staunch defense of Hillary Clinton? Are there people who just say, oh yeah, she is the end all and be all? Or are you hearing, oh yeah, I just don't like Trump, so I don't know. 866 Talk Gun.
Alien Gear Holsters, the most comfortable and concealable holsters on the planet, is offering big savings with our new 2-holster combo. Now you can buy 2 complete holsters for as little as $49.88. Choose from any available holster styles and colors for the guns of your choice. All of Alien Gear's quality products are made right here in the USA and include a 30-day trial, forever warranty, and free shell trades for life. Visit aliengearholsters.com today.
If you love to shoot sporting clays, Mossberg has just the gun for you. The new Pro Series Sporting is a full-featured target gun that fits well and points naturally right out of the box. Designed in conjunction with Gil and Vicky Ash of OSP Shooting Schools, the Mossberg 930 was developed to work with you to make clay shooting easier, more consistent, and more enjoyable. This fall, head out to the range and break more clays with the new Mossberg 930 Sporting. Learn more at mossberg.com.
If you're like me, you don't have money to burn, but you still want to buy guns, ammo, and accessories. That's why we created Gun Dealio. That's a free smartphone app. Just download it and start getting the deals. Could be discounts, offers of free magazines for your gun, or you could be the first to hear about new stuff from gun makers. Here's how it works. With Gun Dealio on your phone, you get alerts when you enter a gun store. Special deals, you know. You don't have to do a thing. It'll do a lot of other cool things, like let you watch gun videos and listen to Gun Talk podcast. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Getting more while spending less. Smart, huh? Gun Dealio. Made in America. Gluten-free. At the App Store and Google Play or gundealio.com.
Laser sights enhance shooting fundamentals, sight alignment, and trigger control. Training with laser sights increases muzzle awareness, improves and corrects sight alignment at sight picture, and aids in acquiring and maintaining sight picture in low light conditions. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com for a free copy of our laser training video, The Laser's Edge, and learn why Crimson Trace is making laser sights standard equipment.
In the war on terror, fighting crime in the streets, in competition and homes around the world, one name in firearms stands out: Sig Sauer. Our pistols and rifles are renowned for their unfailing performance. This same commitment to excellence can be found in our line of SigTac accessories and the training offered by the Sig Sauer Academy. For unmatched quality, reliability, and innovation when it counts, choose Sig Sauer. Visit sigsauer.com today.
Good reports of lots of early turnout, heavy early voting. I did get a note from somebody who says, I will not be voting on Tuesday. The state of Texas does not let me vote twice. Only Democrats can do that. Okay, that's a good one. Thank you. I like that one. Manuel is calling in from Las Vegas, line 3. Manny, welcome to Gun Talk.
Hi, Tom. So my question is, I'm an American with Mexican descent, and I seem to be getting a lot of grief from my family, who is mostly Mexican, born in Mexico, for me being a full-on Trump supporter. Now, I'm a veteran. I, at one point, took an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States, not of Mexico, and they don't seem to understand that. So how do I go on by and telling them, hey, you know what? This is the way I believe. This is the way I feel, and this is the country I love. I don't care about any other country other than my country.
Well, let me ask you a question, Manny. You're going to have to help me because I may be going way down a rabbit hole here and going in a direction I shouldn't go. But, I guess my question would be, and I'm making a lot of assumptions here, okay, so cut me a little slack on that. My assumption's got to be that a lot of what Trump, the concern would be what Trump has said about immigration, et cetera, et cetera. My question would be, do you believe that people should obey the law?
Oh, definitely. At one point in time, yes. There's no questions about it. I have to obey it. You have to obey it, of course.
That would be my question to the people who are giving you a hard time, because at least what I'm hearing is that what Trump is saying is that if you want to immigrate to the United States, then you should go through the process that millions of other people have gone through, which is legal immigration. If you do that, welcome, it's great. If you don't, you're breaking the law, and you shouldn't, and we've got a problem with people who break the law. And I guess my question would be to anyone involved with this, I say, don't you think that people should obey the law? And then everybody always says, well, yeah. I said, well, then all he's saying, at least I think, is if you want to immigrate to the United States, you must obey the law and do it through legal means. Where's the problem? And I guess let me ask you, where's the problem, and what would the answer be if you put it that way to your friends and family?
Well, I'm already getting a lot of backlash. I'm going to be truthful. I do have some family, that, immigrated here illegally, and, they're hard workers, whatever, and all that good stuff. But nonetheless,
right.
They broke the law here when they came here. And for some reason, they believe that I should be okay with that. No, I have to see the benefit of my country. If that means, putting a hypothetical wall or whatever it is, that's what we got to do. Regardless of what it is, it's just hard, I guess, to me how to explain it to them. I can't get my point across to them. They're so close-minded about, they think that just because I have Mexican culture, I have to think like them, and it's hard to explain to them. No, I don't believe like you.
Let me ask you a question. If I made an assumption about all Mexicans that they should believe one particular way, or they do, some people would call me racist. But somehow, they're thinking that you should believe that way because you have Mexican descent. Why isn't that racist?
Well, no, it is. I had a big argument with my dad not too long ago. He's a legal resident of this country, and he just doesn't see it that way. He just believes that I should be more Mexican, But I'm not. I'm an American. My kids are American. My wife is an American. It's just I don't feel that way.
Let me leave you with this, Manny. I'm going to have to run. Just ask him. Look, what other laws do you think it's okay to break? If it's okay with you to break the law that when you come into the country, does that mean you just get to break all the laws? Manny, I am so proud to have you as a veteran and American. You're thinking clearly, my friend. Do not let them get you off of that. And just keep talking and keep asking the questions. What are the laws? Is it okay to break? Is it okay to break laws? And people, oh, yeah, well, I know people. Yeah, I know you do. We all know people who came here illegally. It's wrong. It's illegal. I think that's all he's saying. I'm still trying to find what's wrong with that. All right, Bonnie has called in line 2 from Myrtle Point, Oregon. Bonnie, welcome to Gun Talk.
Well, thank you for taking my call. I'm excited.
Sure.
It's the first time I've ever called.
Well, thank you for calling. So tell me what's on your mind.
What's on my mind is to tell you thank you very much for not only your program, but for talking about Donald Trump and our election coming up and the importance for sportsmen and gun lovers to be out there and be sure to cast our vote. I just think it's wonderful you're doing that.
Well, what are you, now I understand you are new to shooting and gun ownership. How'd you get into it?
My husband has been a gun user for 30-some-odd years that we've been married. And early in my life, I was held at gunpoint and had a real fear of guns. And so I wanted nothing to do with them. And then I know that I trust him so much, and he thought it would be a really good idea for me to learn how to shoot and how to handle weapons.
Okay.
And so he's taken me under his guidance, and we bought me a little 9mm, and it just fits my hands very nicely. I'm a small lady, so I can't handle anything very big, but I'm just enjoying the daylights out of it. And I'm excited that you're talking about Donald Trump.
Well, first of all, as Jim, our producer, says, a big attaboy to your husband. That's very good, and to you, because that's difficult. If you've been held up at gunpoint, you're thinking, wow. But, then again, it's not the tool that held you up. It was a person. So good for you and decided to, good for you to try to decide to take care of yourself. Why are you voting for Trump?
I am so sick and tired of where our nation is going. I'm scared to death they're going to try to take away our gun rights. And if they try to take away our gun rights, the next thing should be hitting on is the ability to free speech. And I just think that we have no choice except to re-elect or to elect Donald Trump. And I just am so glad to hear you talking to everybody about it, because I know you've got a big audience out here.
Well, I sure appreciate the call, Bonnie, and thank you for your support. And atta girl, way to go on overcoming your fear. Now just keep getting training and keep shooting. You're going to enjoy it. Thank you so much. All right, here's to Bonnie's point. Well, afraid they're going to actually do away with free speech. They already have. You can't go onto a college campus and have free speech. They've shut that down. They have safe zones where you can go and cower because somebody might say something that would offend you somehow. Wow, wouldn't that be terrible? So free speech definitely going away. And in case somebody is still not clear on the Clinton plan, the promise of taking away guns. People say, she doesn't want to take away your guns. Well, actually, yeah, she does. That's not me saying it. It's certainly not the NRA. It's her. It comes right out of her mouth. She has a 30-year history of supporting gun bans. She wants to reinstitute her husband's famous failed gun ban, the so-called assault weapons ban, that did nothing for crime. But she wants to put it in, make it more extensive, cover more guns, the most popular hunting guns, the most popular competition guns, the most popular recreational guns in America. She wants to ban those. But she also said she wants to take a look at this Australian model, the one where they required people to turn in their guns or go to prison. Now, that's not voluntary. That's mandatory. And if it's mandatory that you turn it in, there's a word for that in the dictionary. When you look it up, you'll find that the word is confiscation. So boys and girls, Hillary Clinton is supporting and promoting the concept of confiscation. She also says she'll stack the Supreme Court to make sure we get rid of this pesky right to keep and bear arms.